Artificial intelligence, AI, has emerged as a driving force behind innovation and efficiency in the digital transformation era. As businesses and organizations harness the power of AI, the demand for specialized infrastructure has led to the rise of AI-ready data centers. Today, let us explore the world of AI-ready data centers, their advantages over general-purpose data centers, the current landscape, and the beneficiaries of this technological evolution. Unlike traditional data centers, AI-ready data centers are engineered specifically to meet the high demands of AI and machine learning workloads. These facilities boast enhanced computational power through GPUs and TPUs, efficient data handling capabilities, and optimized infrastructure for cooling and networking. The result is unparalleled efficiency and speed in processing complex AI tasks. However, excellence comes at a price. The specialized equipment and infrastructure for AI-ready data centers entail higher upfront and operational costs. Moreover, the complexity of managing these advanced facilities requires a workforce with niche skills and expertise, adding to the challenges. While the exact number of AI-ready data centers is difficult to pinpoint, their presence proliferates worldwide. This growth is not just in quantity but also in sophistication, with existing data centers getting upgraded and new ones constructed to cater to AI demands. The United States currently leads this race, with significant contributions from tech giants and startups. However, China is closing fast, with ambitious plans to become a global AI superpower. Europe and other parts of Asia are also key players, investing heavily in AI-ready infrastructure. The advent of AI-ready data centers is a boon for many stakeholders. Tech companies at the forefront of AI and ML research find a robust backbone for their computational needs. Enterprises across various industries leverage these facilities to innovate and enhance efficiency through AI. Research and academic institutions accelerate their projects, while cloud service providers offer their clients scalable, robust AI solutions. AI-ready data centers are pivotal in pushing the boundaries of what is possible with artificial intelligence. As we stand on the brink of a new technological era, AI-ready data centers represent more than just infrastructure. They are the cradles of innovation, enabling the creation, analysis, and implementation of AI solutions that drive progress across industries. The journey ahead is full of challenges, from managing costs to ensuring sustainability. Yet, the potential benefits of innovation, efficiency, and economic growth make AI-ready data centers a cornerstone of our digital future. As AI continues to evolve, so will the ecosystem supporting it. AI-ready data centers are just the beginning. The future promises even more advanced facilities capable of powering the next generation of AI applications.